Burn every fucking boat.
Hernando Cortez, he was a conqueror in 1519 who set sail on the final leg of a voyage that was to take him from the shores of Cuba to the Yucatan Peninsula. 500 soldiers, 100 sailors, 16 horses on 11 ships. The world's richest treasure that had been held by the same army for 600 years. Everybody knew about this treasure because army after army had tried to take it. Conqueror after conqueror had appeared with the forces and with the will to take this, but nobody had been able to do it. Cortez was a conqueror, but he was a little bit different in his approach. He had to gather an army whose level of commitment was beyond that which ordinary people consider commitment. Rather than just sign them up, he talked to them beforehand. He talked to them about what the treasure was like and what their lives would be like when they took the treasure and what their families and their generations of lives would be like. He laid a vision out for these people, for these men, and then they set sail. Well, halfway through the voyage, he realized he had a problem because a lot of these people who were so certain turned into whiners. When they got there, they didn't just walk in and fight like conquerors had done in the past. He waited there on the beach. You know, he gathered everybody on the beach and he made them listen to talks about what the treasure was going to be like. They came that they were going to march in and take the treasure and they gathered around, and as they gathered around, they grew quiet. And they were ready for this speech. They knew that this would probably be the speech where Cortez says, you know, you go here, we'll go here, if the arrows start flying. But what he said was 3 words that changed everything. He said, burn the boats.
Burn every fucking boat. Like torch them all on fire. Every boat. You're guaranteed to win if you burn the boats. Leave 1 or 2 on the shore, hide one under the bushes. Maybe here's my escape route, and I guarantee you'll fail. You'll fail. Every single time. You burn every boat. You don't have an option. You literally don't have an option for retreat. You don't have an option to bounce. You don't have an option to do anything different. Burn every boat.
They burned the boats, torched the boats, and they burned their own boats at Cortez's direction. He said, if we're going home in their boats. Well, an amazing thing happened. They fought well. It was the first time it had ever been done. They took the treasure. They took it. First time in 600 years, and they took the treasure. Why? They had no choice.
Burn the fucking shit, conquer, or fucking die. They are gonna win, or they are gonna die fucking trying.
The question for us, what are the boats in our hearts and in our minds that we need to burn? Is what is it in our lives that is still floating the excuses in our minds, that's keeping us from getting what we say we want?
You need to take Plan B out of your fucking pocket. You need to unzip your pants and take a big old warm steaming piss on it. Pick it up, douse it with gasoline, throw it in the fucking dumpster and start a fire. Because that is where Plan B belongs, and that is where Plan B takes you if you don't fucking understand that there is no such thing as a Plan B. You will never succeed with the I've still got a Plan B mentality. It has to be, this is what I've decided to do, 100%. There is no other options. Burn the fucking shit, conquer, or fucking die.
Every plan B, every exit, every would've, could've, should've, maybe, here's my escape plan. Burn every fucking boat. You're guaranteed to win if you burn the boats.
And if you don't have what you want, stop telling yourself the story because you don't have the money, you don't have the time. That's bullshit. It's because you haven't committed yourself where you would burn your boats. If you want to take the fucking island, burn your fucking boats, and you will take the island, because people, when they're going to either die or succeed, tend to succeed.
To get anything of value, you have to sacrifice. Do you know that the harder thing to do and the right thing to do are usually the same thing? Nothing that has meaning is easy. Easy doesn't enter into grown-up life.
To sacrifice who you are today for who you want to become tomorrow. There's a verse in the Bible that says, when I became a man, I put away childish things. You can't become the best version of yourself unless you're willing to neglect who you are today. The bad habits, the bad friendships, the bad relationships. the bad ideas, the bad mindset.
Don't count the cost of going forward. Count the cost of going back.
Suffering, sacrifice connects to everything else, that it is an equation to success. You accept it as a necessary ingredient to get to the top. Why? Because most people are not willing to do it. Because if you want to become a millionaire, if you want to become a person that's successful, if you want to develop a better physique, it will require sacrifice. And if you want to get to the next level, it'll cost you. There is a price to success. It hurts. Like, you've had to neglect friends. You've had to neglect certain comments from family members. You've had to work overnight for years and years, and nobody's going to see that. Nobody, but that's the price.
What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to forgo? And I said to myself, what are you willing to give up? Everything.
On your path to greatness, there are going to be long periods of time where you hate what you are doing, where you are dissatisfied with the actions you must undertake, where you are tired, where you are stressed. That is why it is difficult. That is why most people won't make it. If the path was easy, everybody would walk it and it would lead nowhere. 100 people start the path, 99 fall off because it is difficult, and the one person who makes it to the end gets the gold. If all 100 made it to the end and the gold was divided by 100, it wouldn't even be worth anything. The difficulty gives it value. The fact that it is difficult to do is the key component into the fact you want it in the first place. If it wasn't difficult, everyone would have it and you wouldn't want it because no one would respect it. It's supposed to be hard.
While they're partying, you're working. While they're sleeping, you're working. While they're at the cinema eating junk food, you're at home healthy, eating organic food, developing your mindset. Why? Not because you're a freak, but because you realize that in order to get to the next level, you must be willing to sacrifice the necessities and the requirements to get to the next level. It's not by chance. A person does not arrive to the top of the mountain because he was just simply dropped there.
You should be a monster, because everyone says, well, you should be harmless. You shouldn't do anyone any harm. You should sheath your competitive instinct. You shouldn't try to win. You don't want to be too aggressive. You don't want to be too assertive. You want to take a back seat and all of that. It's like, no, wrong. You should be a monster, an absolute monster, and then you should learn how to control it.
It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Right, exactly. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Get control of yourself, come up with a plan, and take action daily. That's what we're doing.